Hello, Paul. It's a great pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much. It's an honor to have a legend here, a top 25 member of all time, one of the best players all time. So we are very excited about that. As you can see, we are with the NBA Fan Club winners. Later, they are going to ask you some questions. But before that, I would like to ask you a very interesting question. With which two players would you have liked to play with? One from the past and another current player?
Oh, that's easy. The one player from the past will happen to be Magic Johnson. He was my idol growing up, watching the Lakers in the Forum, because I grew up right there on the street from the Los Angeles Forum. So Magic Johnson would be that player from the past. And what you say for today, in the game today, a player that I would love to play with, oh man, that's a good one, man. I'll probably have to say Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think he's been the best player in the NBA for the last 3 or 4 years. I just love his tenacity. I love his will to win and all the things he's able to do on the basketball court, his intensity, his leadership. I would have loved to play with him.
Bueno, le he preguntado a Paul Pierce con qué jugador del pasado y actual le gustaría jugar. Dice que del pasado Magic Johnson, que es su ídolo cuando crecía, y del presente probablemente Giannis Antetokounmpo porque es el mejor jugador de los últimos 3 años y dice que ama cómo juega y su deseo de jugar y toda su actitud. Okay, so let's continue with Javi. Javi, your turn.
Okay, first of all, I wanted to thank you because you are the main reason that I start watching NBA and you are my favorite player ever. And you fall in love me with the NBA, so thank you. And I'm a little bit nervous, sorry. My question is, do you think that the current Celtics is transmitting the same illusion or the same and similar shows that the Celtics of the 2008 that won the championship with you?
Yeah, they do. They show a lot of similarities because Kevin Garnett was the Defensive Player of the Year. Marcus Smart is the Defensive Player of the Year. Jason Tatum reminds me a lot of myself offensively, and I think they got a lot of similarities. And I think this current team is one of the best defensive teams like we were. So I think that's what wins championships. And so I currently believe that the Celtics will play Golden State in the NBA Finals and win in 7 games. That's my prediction.
Ok, I like that. Bueno, Javi ha preguntado si crees que los Celtics actuales transmiten la misma ilusión que los del 2008 y Paul Pierce ha respondido que sí, que hay muchas cosas que son similares, que Garnett fue mejor defensor de la NBA, Marcus Smart este año lo ha sido, que Tatum le recuerda a él ofensivamente y que este equipo es uno de los mejores equipos defensivos, como lo eran ellos en el 2008, y que la defensa hace ganar campeonatos y además cree que los Celtics ganarán en 7 partidos contra los Golden State Warriors. Ok, thank you, Javi. Ismael, your turn.
Hola, buenos días.
Hola.
Lo primero, si Paul, por favor, me puede permitir enseñarle el tatuaje que llevo en la pierna sobre él, ya que es mi ídolo desde los 10 años y me ha ayudado muchísimo en mi depresión y lo llevo tatuado a él en la pierna. Me gustaría poder enseñárselo.
Yeah, he's telling if he can show his tattoo, Paul Pierce tattoo, and you was like a big inspiration for him.
Oh, he said I was a big inspiration, man. I'm you know what? When I come here and I talk to the fans, I'm happy that I was able to inspire so many people because, you know, I worked so hard throughout my career. And that's all I can ever do to just, you know, make myself proud, my family proud, and all my fans who follow me proud. Is just work as hard and just see where I ended up at the end of the day. And so hopefully I can be an inspiration. And I'm thankful for all the fans that follow me.
Paul Pierce, bueno, ha comentado que está muy contento de poder inspirar a la gente y que esto siempre es una cosa bien importante. Ismael, vamos con la pregunta, por favor.
Sí, quería preguntarle que cómo se sintió el año que Boston decide trasladarlo a Brooklyn.
He's asking how did you feel when Boston traded you to the Brooklyn Nets?
It was a sad day for me because I thought I would always be a Boston Celtic, but I knew that that's part of the business. You know, I thought I'll play all my years with the Boston Celtics, similar to what we saw with some other players, but at least I had a chance to go with Kevin Garnett, a good friend of mine, and Jason Terry, and it made the trade a lot easier.
Bueno, la pregunta era cómo se sintió con el traspaso de Boston Celtics a Brooklyn Nets. Dijo que fue un día muy triste porque él es un Celtic de corazón, pero que, bueno, eso forma parte del negocio, pero que, bueno, que tuvo la opción también de ir con Garnett, con Jason Terry, y eso facilitó todo el traspaso. Thank you. ¿Le has enseñado el tatuaje, Carlos, o no, al final? Ismael, perdón.
Sí, lo he puesto, lo que no sé si lo ha visto.
Paul, did you show the tattoo of Ismael? He said that he has a tattoo of your face or of... ¿No?
Sí, su cara.
Oh, where? On the arm?
¿Lo estás enseñando o no, Ismael?
Lo pongo, sí.
Sí. Mira. Es que no te veo ahora mismo, Ismael. A ver.
Mira.
Oh, on his leg, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I have seen that.
Oh, perfect.
Man, that's
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you, man.
That's lit. I'm happy that I could be an inspiration, man. I love that. I love it.
Dice que le encanta, que es una auténtica pasada. Thank you. Let's go with Gabriel Odey, o Jodey, no sé cómo se pronuncia. Gabriel.
Good morning, Paul. It's an honor to be here. Sorry for my bad English. The question is actualmente Luka Doncic o Antetokounmpo, y que mucha suerte para las finales a los Celtics.
Okay, so he's saying that in the current NBA, which player do you prefer, Luka Doncic or Giannis Antetokounmpo, and also that good luck for Boston Celtics in a potential NBA Finals?
Man, that's a tough one. I've been giving praises to Antetokounmpo, so I have to stick with him. But Luka Doncic, man, I'm telling you, he's going to be MVP of the league next year. I'm telling you. But I have to say Antetokounmpo right now. I've had to choose one.
Ok, bueno, la pregunta ya la habéis escuchado. Él dice que ya que ha dicho cosas bonitas de Giannis, pues se tiene que quedar con el jugador griego, pero que Doncic será MVP la próxima temporada, pero que dice Antetokounmpo. Ok, thank you, Gabriel. Osvaldo.
Hi, Paul. Nice to meet you. You were a big star and you gave us a memorable performance, even in your later years as a professional player. And now we have the case of Al Horford in the Boston Celtics, and I want to know your opinion about him, because he's playing amazing during these playoffs. He's 36 years old, but he's playing with the energy of a teenager. So from your point of view, how important is it to have a veteran player like him on the team?
I think he's probably one of the most important players because he's solid veteran who everybody respects in the locker room. He's been through a lot of playoff wars. And if you saw in that last game 5, when everybody else wasn't playing well, he was solid and he helped carry the team in the first half. And so I thought that was a great trade at bringing Harper back to the squad because they have familiarity with one another. And his teammates love him. And he's a leader. He plays hard. And you need those type of gritty veterans in the locker room if you're trying to win a championship. And I love that addition of bringing Al Horford back.
Thank you. La pregunta era que, bueno, primero ha comentado que Paul Pierce ha sido una estrella, que en sus últimos años incluso estaba jugando a buen nivel y que ahora mismo en los Boston Celtics actuales pues tenemos a un jugador veterano como Al Horford de 36 años que está rindiendo a gran nivel. Pues la pregunta es cómo de importante es tener a un veterano como el dominicano. Pues la respuesta es la siguiente, que es un jugador muy importante, que todos lo respetan en el vestuario, que ha ido a muchas guerras en los playoffs. De hecho, en ese último partido estuvo muy sólido y ayudó muchísimo. Y además que su adquisición fue un gran traspaso y que los compañeros lo aman, que juega siempre duro y que necesitas a ese tipo de jugadores para poder ganar un campeonato. Thank you, Osvaldo. Let's go with Javier. Javier, tenemos dos Javiers.
Yeah. Hello, Paul. First of all, thank you because you are the main reason I started watching the league and, of course, following the Boston Celtics. My question is, Larry Bird once said that he didn't want to coach for more than 3 years because after that time the players stop listening to the coach. And I want to ask you at least maybe 2 questions. First of all, if you agree with that and what is your experience about this opinion? And for the other hand, This year, we really saw a switch between the Boston Celtics of the first part of the half of the season and the Boston Celtics after the month of January. What do you think that happens? People understand the system, the coach get more involved, or what is your opinion? Thank you.
All right. Well, to answer the first question, I'm not sure 3 years, because when you look around the great coaches, if you're not a good coach, maybe 3 years is enough. But the great coaches tend to last a lot longer than that. When you look at great coaches like Popovich and Steve Kerr and Doc Rivers of that nature. And so I think, you know, but if you're on a losing team, maybe 3 years is enough. And to answer your second question, I just think it took time for the team to gel, because they had a new coach, a new system, players were getting adjusted. And it just takes some time when you're putting in a new system. And once they understand Coach Ime Udoka, what he wanted from the players, they started turning things around. I knew it'd be rocky at the start, but once they turned around, I knew they could have the potential to be the team that they are right now, which is 1 game away from winning the Eastern Conference Championship.
Ok, thank you. Hay 2 preguntas. La primera es que, bueno, recuerdo una frase de Larry Bird que decía que no quería entrenar más de 3 años porque ya los jugadores dejan de escuchar al entrenador, y sobre si está de acuerdo o no sobre esta frase. Pues la respuesta dice, bueno, no sé, eso de los 3 años, pero hay grandes entrenadores, ¿no? Menciona a Popovich, a Rivers, que han estado mucho más tiempo y que al final han conseguido ese éxito, pero que si estás en un equipo perdedor, pues que tal vez 3 años sí que ya es suficiente. Y la segunda pregunta, ha comentado Javi que este año hemos visto un cambio importante en los Celtics. La primera parte estaban mal, luego ya cambiaron. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Si entendieron el sistema? ¿Qué cambio hubo? Y él ha dicho, Paul Pierce, que bueno, hubo ese nuevo entrenador, Udoka, hay un nuevo sistema, necesitas ese proceso de adaptación, y una vez ya conocen a Udoka, lo que quiere de ellos, pues que ya está, ¿no? Que el proceso ya se ha finalizado y que Paul Pierce sabía que tenían ese potencial para poder llegar lejos en esta temporada. Thank you, Javi. Let's go with Iván.
Y la pregunta que quería hacer es que, Paul, antes de lograr todo lo que has logrado en tu carrera de baloncesto, tú ya en tu cabeza estabas mentalizado, tenías claro que querías conseguir y lograr todo lo que has logrado como jugador, como ser, por ejemplo, uno de los 75 mejores jugadores de la historia. Un saludo.
Okay, so he's asking that before you achieve all the great things, finals MVP, championship, top 75 players of all time, before you were a professional basketball player, did you expect all these things?
I'm not sure what I expected, but I know at the end of the day, I was going to work hard as I could to achieve all of my goals. And I just think if you just work hard and continue to sacrifice and continue to work, and then at the end of the day, you see where you stand and where you end up. That's all you can ask for. You know, I woke up a lot of mornings at 5 a.m. to go on beach runs. I woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning to go to the gym, and I just wanted to outwork everybody that was around me playing the game. I never wanted to be outworked, and so that was my whole drive and being one of the hardest worker, and then seeing where I ended up at the end of the day.
Thank you. Bueno, la pregunta ya la habéis escuchado. La respuesta de Paul Pierce es la siguiente. Dice que, bueno, que no estaba muy seguro, ¿no? Pero que al final se tiene que trabajar muy duro para conseguir sus objetivos. Si trabajas duro y te sacrificas, al final puedes conseguir todo lo que te propongas. Comentó que se levantaba a las 5 de la mañana, correr por la playa, ir al gimnasio, que no se quería quedar atrás y que siempre quería entrenar más que todos. Thank you, Iván. Let's go with Cesc.
Okay, hi Paul. It's a great honor to be here with one of the best to ever do it in basketball and one of the best small forwards in history. In Celtics, you have had, for me, 3 of the best small forwards ever. Larry in the 80s, you in the 2000s, and Tatum right now. And I want to ask you about the NBA Finals against Pau and Kobe's Lakers. How hard was to beat them? And what do you think was the key to victory in 2008? And another question, would you act in any movie like KG did in Uncut Gems?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough to win a championship. I mean, a lot of things have to go your way. You have to be good. You have to be healthy. You have to be clicking on all cylinders. And so when you're going against some of the great players in NBA history, like a Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol, it's definitely not an easy task. And, we just were a team that featured one of the great players also with Kevin and Ray, and we had a defense that was one of the greatest defenses in all of NBA history. And so, I'm thankful we were able to stay healthy, because the next time we went to the finals, we lost Perkins to Game 7, and Pau Gasol had a really good game. I truly believe if we had had Perkins, we would have won. But as far as your question, as far as acting, I do think I can act. I think Kevin was great in that movie. I had a chance to go and watch it with him at the premiere. But if I ever get the opportunity, I would love to do something one day.
La pregunta era de cómo de duro fue ganar a los Lakers de Kobe y Pau Gasol. Pues él comentó que es duro ganar el anillo, que tienes que trabajar, y más contra alguno de los mejores jugadores de toda la historia, como es el caso de Kobe Bryant, de Pau Gasol, que tuvimos una gran defensa, una de las mejores defensas de toda la historia, y que por suerte en el 2008 estuvimos sanos, pero en la otra final no, perdimos a Kendrick Perkins, con Perkins habríamos ganado. Y la segunda pregunta no la he escuchado, algo sobre una película, sobre el acting. Paul Pierce ha comentado que le gustaría, ¿no? Si se da la oportunidad de poder ser actor, pues adelante. Cés, si quieres añadir algo, adelante.
Sí, no, simplement constatar que la película era Diamantes en Bruto.
Ok, perfect.
Salía...
Sí. Perfect. Okay, so thank you. Let's go with Pedro J. Llabres.
Yeah. Hi, Ms. Pierce. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be able to talk to you today. My question is, in the last All-NBA first team of the league, 3 out of 5 players are European, and also the last 4 MVPs went for European players. What do you think about this fact in the league?
I love the fact that, you have the world, players from around the world. There are great players and are showing that the world that this game can be played in any country. And that just shows you the development players around the world, that show you the outreach of the NBA and its different programs that we've seen around the world to help players develop. And it's always exciting to see players from all over the world, like Greek Freak, Jokic, Luka Doncic. I mean, these guys are my favorite players, but it's exciting to see that the world has definitely caught up and surpassed a lot of the American players, because that just shows you this is a global game. This is not a game that's just for Americans. This is a global game. Anybody can play it. All you need is a basketball and a hoop and a little hard work and a little luck.
Thank you, Pedro. La pregunta es la siguiente, que en el último mejor quinteto de la NBA pues tuvimos a 3 de los 5 jugadores eran europeos, que los últimos 4 MVPs también han sido europeos. ¿Y qué piensas de eso, no? Pues él ha comentado que le gusta, ¿no? Que ama estas cosas que están sucediendo, que hay grandes jugadores, que eso también demuestra todo el proyecto de desarrollo de la NBA en diferentes países, en Europa. Demuestra también que el baloncesto se puede jugar en cualquier parte del mundo. También te demuestra el alcance que tiene esta competición, y que es emocionante ver a jugadores como The Greek Freak, Antetokounmpo, como Jokic, como Doncic, que son sus jugadores favoritos, y insiste que es muy emocionante ver que superan a jugadores americanos, ¿no? Que eso te demuestra, insiste, que es un juego global. Thank you, Pedro. Let's go with Alberto López.
Hi, Paul. It's a great honor to meet one of the greatest of all time. I made my question in Spanish, sorry. Me gustaría saber qué consejo le darías a un jugador que ha pasado una situación traumática como la que pasaste tú en 2001 cuando te apuñalaron, para que ese jugador siga jugando, siga teniendo ilusión y que pueda conseguir su mayor nivel de juego como conseguiste tú. Muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you, Alberto. He's asking, what advice would you give to a player that had a traumatic experience like you in 2001?
For me, it was a difficult situation. I just think for me to get through that time, I just really stayed in the gym. And I surrounded myself around close people who I can talk to. And I think, when you go through things that are traumatic, I think it's important to open up. I wasn't able to do that at first, but if you have somebody you can talk to, open up about it, get it off your chest, it just makes it easier for you to move forward and move past it. And so, that would be my advice for anybody who goes through anything traumatic. And I also had the game of basketball in the gym as my sanctuary to get away when I didn't want to think about the traumatic events that happened to me.
La pregunta ya la habéis escuchado. La respuesta es que fue una situación muy, muy difícil, que él se quedó en el gimnasio y que te tienes que rodear de gente con la que puedes hablar, ¿no? Que es muy importante abrirse con las otras personas, con tus amigos. Dijo que él al principio no pudo realizar eso, pero que hablar ayuda mucho y que también jugar, ¿no? La pista es su santuario. Thank you, Alberto. Let's go with Gabriel González.
Hey, Paul, many thanks for being here, being a great inspiration for me. And one of the many things I love about the Celtics is this never give up attitude, this Celtic pride attitude. And you've been part of some of the greatest comebacks in the history, like against the Nets or against the Lakers. How is to feel that from a player perspective?
I mean, it's just a great feeling, but I think a lot of that has to come with the players you're around, the coach, and that like you said, that Celtic pride. You know, it didn't never matter how much we were down, we were always going to go out with pride. And you never see a Celtic team out there looking like, hey, it's over, that gives up, they're not interested, and I see that from a lot of different teams in the playoffs. And so, but you'll never see that from the Celtic franchise because it represents more than that name on the back. It represents, you know, players of the past. It represents history. It represents, you know, like all the banners up in the sky that you see in the arena. And so, you know, Celtics, they always wear that jersey with pride. And that's why, you know, we've been part of so many historic type of comebacks, historic franchise, and you'll continue to see that because of the players of the past, and it carries on to the players who are playing right now.
Thank you, Gabriel. La pregunta, bueno, él ha comentado que le gusta mucho la actitud, el orgullo de los Boston Celtics y cómo afrontan también esas remontadas, ¿no? Él dice que siempre hay, bueno, que destaca el orgullo de los Boston Celtics, que nunca verás a un Celtic derrotado, que en plan, hey, nos rendimos, ¿no? Ya estamos fuera, nunca verás eso de un jugador de Boston, que el nombre de Celtics que llevan en la camiseta representa mucha y mucha historia, que representa también a jugadores del pasado, los banners de campeones, y que los Celtics siempre lucen esa camiseta con el orgullo y que hemos formado parte de grandes remontadas. So, thank you very much, Paul Pierce. Good luck. Thank you for your time. Great honor. We hope that you can come here in Spain, maybe when you can. So, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you so much, you guys.